Last Christmas, President Biden signed a $1.7 trillion government spending bill that included the $53 billion retirement bill that allowed Americans to start catching up on their 401k savings. And there's a new rule that is going to take effect in 2024, as well as another rule that got delayed until 2026. So let me go over what changes we're going to see with the new retirement bill that was passed in early 2023. The first provision that already took effect in 2023 was to allow you to have the option to make your employer contributions or employer match converted to your Roth account. So this is especially beneficial for people who are in the lower income bracket or just starting out their careers. In the past, all of your employer contributions or matches were made only in pre-tax dollars or in the traditional portion of your 401k. But keep in mind that if you're a high income earner, you'll end up paying more taxes for those employer contributions now if you choose to put them in the Roth account starting this year. TSP already has the option to allow you to convert pre-tax dollars to Roth in the same year. Whether you should contribute to traditional or Roth will depend entirely on your current financial situation, tax brackets, and future retirement income. The next provision that will take effect starting on January 1st, 2024 is to allow you to create an emergency savings account inside your 401k. You most likely have your 401k in both pre-tax dollars or traditional and Roth. Now, you're going to have an extra bucket that is going to be kept in cash. The contributions will be limited to $2,500 or lower depending on your employer. The first 4 withdrawals in a year will be tax and penalty free. Your employer could even do a match to help you boost your emergency savings. In a little bit, I'm going to show you a list of companies that already do this emergency savings program. The $2,500 emergency savings will be kept as cash in an interest-bearing deposit account or in an investment or insurance product that are designed to preserve principal and provide a reasonable rate of return. So you're not going to lose $2,500 to the stock market volatility. You won't be charged for any unreasonable fees, restrictions, or management expenses. And take a look at this CNBC article about how Delta Airlines is one of the companies that started an initiative to offer their workers up to $1,000 each in their 401k emergency savings. Now, I've always advocated to keep your rainy day fund or your emergency fund in a high yield savings account, but you should always take advantage of the free money your employer gives you. And it's not just Delta Airlines that offers the $1,000 emergency savings plan. Other companies like Best Buy, Levi's, and Starbucks are all offering the $1,000 emergency savings in their employees' 401ks. And I really love the approach that Delta is doing to the 401k emergency savings program. They require their employees to complete one financial coaching session before they directly deposit $750 into the workers' Fidelity accounts. Okay, the airline will then match up to $250 of an employee's contributions made with payroll deductions to the account for a total of $1,000. And I couldn't agree more with this nonprofit CEO, John Hope Bryant's statement that financial literacy is the civil rights issue of this generation. And I'm also the founder of Fireside Chat, which offers both short and long-term financial coaching sessions. So if you're interested in joining my private client program, you can schedule your free 20-minute session with me by visiting firesidechat.com/coaching. And I also have a lot of financial resources that you can download for absolutely free by visiting firesidechat.com/resources. But if your employer doesn't offer an emergency savings account inside your 401k, there's another provision for that too. So starting on January 1st, 2024, you can make emergency withdrawals from your 401k investments. In the past, anytime you made any early withdrawals from your 401k, we require you to pay a 10% penalty. With this provision, you're allowed to withdraw up to $1,000 a year penalty free, but you would still owe federal and state income taxes. And keep in mind that you're only allowed to withdraw once for $1,000 every year. You will also need to replenish $1,000 within 3 years of the date you made the withdrawal. And here's the change that's going to make a major impact on your Roth 401k if you're a high income earner. If you're over the age of 50, you have an additional catch-up contribution limit of $7,500. That $7,500 can be adjusted by inflation annually. So next year, we could see a possible increase to $8,000 or even $8,500, depending on the inflation rate. When Secure Act 2.0 was signed into law earlier this year, Congress made it mandatory for people over the age of 50 making over $145,000 in wages during the prior year to make those catch-up contributions only in Roth or post-tax dollars. So what that means is that if you make over $145,000 in a year, that $7,500 in catch-up contribution will have to be taxed now and then deposited into the Roth account. Is that necessarily bad? No, but you will lose the tax breaks that you wanted if you were allowed to deposit it in the traditional 401k. If your income is less than $145,000, then your $7,500 catch-up contribution can be deposited either in pre-tax dollars or post-tax dollars. The reason why they did this is so that Congress could increase their tax revenue and secretly hike taxes for people making over $145,000 a year. Not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying out there, it was so hidden in there, all right? So this rule was supposed to take effect starting on January 1st, 2024, but the IRS announced that they're going to delay this rule until January 1st, 2026 to allow employers to transition to the new system. So if you're over the age of 50, making over $145,000 a year, you still have 2023, 2024, and 2025 to contribute $7,500 in catch-up contributions to either the pre-tax bucket of your 401k to save money on your taxes now. But in 2026, be ready to transition to Roth-only catch-up contributions if you make over $145,000 a year. I personally don't mind putting my retirement savings in a Roth, but I'm not happy that Congress took away that option for people earning more than $145,000 a year. And also starting on January 1st, 2024, you'll be able to roll over up to $35,000 from the 529 college savings plan to your beneficiary's Roth IRA. This is a major change because not every child or grandchild ends up using the 529 college savings plan because of scholarships or they simply decide not to attend college. And keep in mind that $35,000 is the lifetime cap for the rollover transfers. The rollover doesn't have any income limits for the beneficiary. It can only go to the beneficiary and not the account owner. The 529 also needs to be open for at least 15 years. If you change the beneficiary at any time, the 15-year clock will start at the time you designate a new beneficiary. So if I change the beneficiary from my daughter's 529 college savings plan to somebody else in 2023 in my family tree, the 15-year clock will start in 2023. You also can't roll over what you contributed to the 529 in the past 5 years over to the Roth IRA. This is a great provision to help your child get started on their Roth IRA retirement savings. And another provision starting in 2024 is that your employers will officially be able to offer what's called student loan matching to the employees' 401ks. This is especially beneficial for people who are repaying their student loans starting in October 2023. So for example, if your student loan repayment is $300 a month and your employer match is $200 a month based on your salary, and because you're not contributing to your 401k due to student loan repayment, your employer could still make the $200 match if you show proof that you're making student loan repayments. But keep in mind that matching has to vest under the same schedule as other matching contributions. Your employer could require you to work for that company for, let's say, 3 years to have that student loan matching completely vested, or you have to pay your employer back if you don't meet the vesting schedule. Make sure to ask your employer if they offer a student loan matching program for their 401k. And here are some provisions that will take effect starting in 2025. If you or you know someone, like your parents or grandparents, are approaching the age of 60, let them know that starting on January 1st, 2025, individuals between the ages of 60 and 63 will be able to make catch-up contributions up to $10,000 instead of $7,500 to their 401ks. In 2025, they can put $10,000 in either traditional or Roth 401k, regardless of their income. But again, starting in 2026, if they earn more than $145,000 a year, then that $10,000 in catch-up contribution will have to be in post-tax dollars, so they'll have to pay taxes in that same year. And the next provision that's going to take effect starting on January 1st, 2025, is that your employer will automatically have you contribute 3% of your salary in pre-tax dollars to your 401k or 403b. That's already happening with the TSP if you're an employee with the federal government or a member of the U.S. Armed Forces. Small businesses with 10 or fewer employees and businesses that started less than 3 years ago would be exempt from this provision. And lastly, the required minimum distributions, or RMDs, for your traditional 401k, traditional IRA, SEP, or simple IRAs by self-employed individuals, and inherited IRAs will change from age 72 to 75 starting in 2033. The RMD rose from age 72 to 73 this year on January 1st, 2023. The RMD will again rise from age 73 to age 75 starting on January 1st, 2033. But if you're already 72 years old as of 2022, you will have to start taking minimum distributions in 2023. And under Section 325, there will be no more RMDs for Roth 401k, Roth TSP, Roth 403b, or other Roth employer-sponsored retirement accounts starting in 2024. The penalty for not taking the RMD was also reduced from 50% to 25%. The penalty also drops down to 10% if you take the necessary RMD by the end of the second year following the year it was due. So if you're watching this video and you're very close to your retirement age with some pre-tax money saved in your traditional 401k or TSP, be sure to check out the IRS table for your RMD based on your age. Even if it doesn't apply to you, make sure to let your parents or grandparents know about these changes by sharing this video. And this has been another beast of a video, and I hope you got a lot out of it.